Instead of trying to double our business, which the business wasn't that big to begin with, what if we want to 5x, 8x, 10x, 15x our real estate business? Why do agents fail? Why are so many agents failing? And frankly, that's been the case for decades. I want to talk about that today, but more importantly, give you a little lesson so that you can make sure you're on the winning end of that equation. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single week to help you in growing your real estate business. As long as you're subscribing to the channel, you're getting this information on a consistent basis. And today's topic is going to be a big one. It's going to be why so many agents fail and how you can avoid that from happening to you. Getting a little chilly out. We're getting to the fall season now. And obviously, we're now 60 days through these changes and rule changes and lawsuit settlements and all of that stuff. And an awful lot of agents are kind of seeing how they're coming out in the wash. It's been 60 days. It's been 2 months since that has happened. And we're starting to realize where the winners are winning and where the losers are losing. But frankly, one of the big problems is so many agents for decades haven't ran their business correctly. You make a lot more money living on 60% of your income than you do living on 100% of your income. Now that's gross income for your company. You're going to do better. It's easier to make $400,000 a year living on 60% of your income than it is to make $400,000 a year living on 100% of your income. Because if you're taking it all out, you'll never get to $400,000. But if you're only taking 60%, you keep rolling money back in. It may be 70 or 80%, but you keep rolling money back into that business, investing in your number one investment asset you have, your sales business. You can get to 400 grand, 500 grand and beyond. An awful lot of agents are doing far better than that. But what happens is when you're struggling, when you're taking all of the money out of your business, that business is always on life support. And every decision you have to make is based on, do I have the money to do that right now? You should never have to ask your checkbook for permission to grow your business. So who in their right mind would invest in a company where the CEO keeps taking all of the money out every time they get money? Every time a customer comes through and gives them a check, they take all that money and put it in their household. Well, Greg, I don't have any other choice. That's how I survive. Well, then you're going to be in survival mode for 73 years in this business. So one of the biggest reasons a lot of agents fail is because they are not running it as a business. They're running it as a job, like the gross commission is an actual income, and they take all of their income and take it over to their household. Well, guess how bad next month is going to be for you. So when you look at the actual numbers in this industry, one of the reasons we have such a high failure rate is because agents aren't taught how to run a business. They're taught how to stay out of trouble, how many square feet are in 3/4 of an acre, all kinds of crap that you're never going to need. That's the only way you can pass the test. But they don't teach you how to run an actual business, because if you were running an actual business, you could do a better job for the consumer. Those buyers and sellers, you'd be able to do a better job for them, and you'd help more families if you had that business training you needed to succeed. Let me give you some numbers here today. 82% of real estate agents fail within their first couple of years. It's one of the recent stats I've seen here. 82% of them are gone within their first 2 years. Of those 18% that are remaining, let's call that, the people that made it, 50% of real estate agents that did make it are struggling miserably for year after year after year. So what that means is 9% of all agents that come into this business after 2 years, 9% of them are making an okay living, a decent living. It's not for lack of effort. I think every single agent wants to do well, is doing the very best that they can. I don't think it's a problem with the agent. I think it's a problem with the coaching or the training or the education that the agent has on how to run a business, on how to generate leads, convert those leads, but also how to invest their money wisely. There's an awful lot of people that invested horribly. And the problem is, if you look at money as oxygen in your business, as an example, if I said I was going to invest in your real estate business and today I wanted to inject $10,000 into your bank account strictly used for marketing with really good offers that you're marketing to the public to pick up buyers and sellers. Do you think that injection into your business would help you? Of course it would. So then why do you keep taking that away from you? It's not that you don't have any other choice or desperate times call for desperate measures or I got to pay my bills or whatever. It's just bad planning on the CEO's part. It's very simple. If the company has to live first, if the company doesn't have the money to give you, you can't take it. The company's needs, it has to stay alive, that oxygen. No different than if your child needed food, you would go hungry for a couple of days. You literally would eat 0 calories if it meant keeping your child alive. Well, this is not only your child, this is your whole freaking family. This is everything to you. So your business needs to be ran like a business, not a job that, oh, thank gosh, I finally got a paycheck. I'm going to take all of the money away. You can easily get to 400, 500, 600,000 a year living on 60% of your gross income. You can't get there living on 100% of your gross income because the business will never grow big enough. There's an awful lot of agents that look at their gross income rather than their net income and think that 100 grand gross, that's a really gross number. For those of you that are successful, you know that's disgusting. If you grossed 100 grand, let me tell you about your finances. You have no net worth, you're starving to death, you have a bunch of debt, and your retirement looks really, really bad, and you keep getting older and older every single year, and it's not getting any better because your milestone, your summit is, oh, 100 grand, or I did what I did last year. Well, shit, last year wasn't very good for your net worth. Don't be happy you matched that. You know you can't get to $1 million doing it the way you're doing it now. So when I say it's easier for you to make $1 million than it is to make 200,000, that's because if your goal was 200,000, you'd be doing stupid, dumb shit. You'd be sending out letters with stickers on the back of them. You'd be doing all kinds of crazy, let me work my sphere of influence. 90% of my business comes from, your business sucks. 90% of nothing is nothing. Look at your net worth and where we're trying to get you to go. So if I can get you to completely rebuild everything you're doing and you get the support you need, and I'm right there to help you along the way, it's easier for you to make X, let's call it $1 million, than it is to make 200 grand. Because we're not going to make little tweaks. We got to do something huge. Let me give it to you in another way. If you're really, 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 really fat, it's easier for you to lose 100 pounds than it is for you to lose 10 pounds. Why? Because of the approach we have to take to get there. Do you see what I mean? So now this is before you know, there's a lot of people out there now that drug themselves to keep themselves from eating, right? They have little shots you can take. Now you drug yourself so that you don't have to eat. So, but if doing it the old school way, the healthy way, the way you're supposed to, it's easier for, let's say you weigh your 600 pound life, you weigh 600 pounds. It's easier for you to lose 100 pounds than it is to lose 10. You know why? Because you've been trying to lose 10 for 5 freaking years. And the approaches you keep taking, you're counting carbs. Oh, I'm down 6 pounds. Oh, congratulations. What's that put you at now? 594? Congratulations, fat ass. You're a little less. But to lose 100 pounds, you have to take a massively different approach. Well, let's look at that as a business owner. Instead of trying to double our business, which the business wasn't that big to begin with, what if we want to 5x, 8x, 10x, 15x our real estate business? What if we really want to get our income better? I think it's easier to do that